Welcome to the GTN Christmas show.
Yeah, today we've got our usual Tri News reacts, but because it's a silly season and there isn't a ton of news, to be honest, we're also going to do a fun challenge.
Yeah, GTN's Taskmaster.
Okay, so we'll have the GTN Taskmaster in a moment, but first, just want to take a quick look at some things we spotted online in the world of triathlon.
Yeah, we've got quite a lot this week, actually.
Going on.
First up, some exciting announcements for the BMC Pro Triathlon team. So they've got a couple of new members, one of which is Lucy Buckingham, and she has a very good year, actually, or last couple of years, so that's a
really
great
cool
step
to
for
see.
her. And Thor Bendix Manson. So that's very exciting. But that does mean that they are losing two of the athletes from the BMC Pro type.
Probably no
tri team.
surprises.
Yeah, no surprises there. One of them is Kat Matthews, who has moved on to other sponsors with a big thank you for the last 3 years of her support from BMC. She credits them in no small part to getting her to where she is now, which is a player on the major stage. And the other one is also no surprise that she's saying goodbye to them.
Yeah, Chelsea Sodaro, both of which thanking obviously the team and Bob and Ben de Wolf, who are instrumental in those teams and just lovely guys. And yeah, as you say, have helped in a big part towards those successes. So yeah.
Yeah, a very successful team, and they've always said that their aim is to create the next, to provide a stepping stone for the next world champions, and they've certainly achieved that in the last year. And yeah, perhaps they can do that with their new signings in the coming year.
Yeah, fingers crossed. Well, talking of world champions and Olympic champions, there's been some rather mega news, hasn't there, this week in the world of triathlon. Gwen Jorgensen has just announced that she is coming back to triathlon, having retired after her gold medal in Rio in 2016, had two babies. She is now, when she went into the world of running, tried to crack the marathon, but didn't quite succeed or get to where she wanted to. She has now just announced that she's going to try and make it to Paris in triathlon.
Yeah, it's a very interesting tact here. I mean, with the Norwegians doing both the Olympics and Ironman, it's kind of, maybe it's possible, but she's talking about the team mixed relay for Paris 2024, which is not even going back to Olympic distance or sprint, it's going back to super sprint distance, which is, yeah, it's a big challenge for her.
Yeah, there's no arguing the fact she is or was a phenomenal triathlete. I wouldn't have ever said she was, particularly excelled over the shorter distances. Yeah. So I'm going to be interested to see how she fares there. But she's proven us wrong many times.
But she's being very humble about it. I think.
Oh yeah.
She's just so it is. I think it's great to add excitement to the next Olympic cycle. Well, the Olympic cycle we're in.
If there's a team that is difficult to get into, though, it's the US team.
I'm really excited to see her come back. So yeah, watch this
space indeed. Yeah.
We've also spotted that Sam Long is departing from his coach Ryan Bolton. They've been working together for the last 4 years. He actually departed ahead of Ironman 70.3 Indian Wells and obviously went on to have a very good performance there, and is deciding to just go it alone and coach himself. From what we can see.
And he's going with the motto that less is more, which I was curious because I know him and Lionel have a lot of big rivalry, and there's a few similarities there. But the less is more is less Lionel's side. So we'll see.
It's interesting. A coach is often a bit like a university degree. You do it for 4 years and then you've learned most of what you can learn. You need to move on to someone else who can teach you something else. But moving on to coach yourself is a real risk.
And he's young,
I will see how that goes. I think he will. I am a bit skeptical. I think he probably needs someone guiding him. But we'll see how it goes in 2023.
Yeah, definitely. Also, an Instagram account called Inside Kona has posted this up over the last couple of weeks. Obviously, in a bit of a petition against the fact that Ironman are breaking away from Kona for the Ironman World Championships, and they're basically fighting for it to come back and literally just be a one-day event as it has been for many, many years. So they're getting...
have less entrants and less entry fee.
Yeah, so, well, yeah, that as well. So
in a perfect world.
Exactly. So they're inviting people, should you wish it to go down that route and back to how it used to be, then to get on and sign that petition.
Unfortunately, I think the problem is that horse has bolted because Ironman's already given away a whole bunch of slots for next year for a 2-day event, and they just can't reel those back, can they? You can't wind those back. So,
but maybe for future years, maybe that's what they're trying to prove.
If you're fighting for it, though, go sign that petition. It can't hurt.
Yeah.
We also spotted the Norwegians been busy.
Oh, always, aren't they? But I love the way they are open to sharing all their testing. It sounds like it's their major testing week, and they've kind of talked about it a bit before, but this year it feels like they've really opened up all of what they're doing and showing their kind of that they're not afraid to let people know exactly this is what it takes to be Olympic champion, world champion. Yeah,
they've put a few posts out on social media of them being poked and prodded and probes been put in various places, and it looks like they're doing all of the science that they're so famous for doing. They have said that there will be a documentary coming out where you can show you some of the insights of exactly what they are doing behind the scenes to achieve these amazing feats that they're doing in the endurance world at the moment. So look out for that documentary coming soon.
It looks like hard work though, and particularly as they're coming straight off of their end of season breaks. By the way,
they haven't had much of a break, have they?
Well,
I
true.
think I'd like to watch that sort of on, after Christmas when I'm sat there having chilled for a couple of weeks and eating loads of food, and then go, well, that's what you should do.
Yeah, watch their documentary on what you should be doing.
And now last week we also talked about the European Cross Country Championships which took place in Italy. What we missed at the time was this amazing moment, and as actually also Norwegians, 3 I think of the Norwegian team members had to stop during the race because one of them seemed to have a bit of difficulty, fell over and actually needed some medical treatment. One of the team members ran back and literally stopped, pulled him aside and got him to that medical attention that he needed, and then still carried on to finish 30th out of 96 participants in a European Championship race, which is very impressive.
Crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, he said afterwards, the result of a race isn't important enough for me to leave a friend lying on the ground on the course. Kudos to him.
Yeah.
That's a great attitude to have. Amazing. Yeah. Also, Danielle Reef has been traveling the world in her off season. She's been in Kenya checking out. She called it holidays. It is actually. She's got a familial collection there. I think her stepmother is from Kenya originally. So she's going back to her roots, as it were. She's been visiting schools and all kinds of cool things out there. Looks like quite the adventure she's had, and she's definitely heartwarming images coming out of her trip there.
Yeah, that looks really cute. Just inspiring, even beyond triathlon. That's what we love to see. Talking of inspirational, Camille Herron, the ultra distance runner, is continuing to break records and just do incredible things. This was from her recent 100-mile race where she got the USA record. It wasn't a world record due to it being a track record apparently, but she says she persevered through the pain, fatigue and a few bouts of puking to get my 100-mile track American record. Unofficially a track world record and a Masters world record too. 13 hours, 2 minutes, 7:49 per mile for 100 of them.
Wow. Yikes.
Incredible.
That's very, very impressive.
Very impressive.
Now, I've also spotted that Alex Dowsett, who's the former hour record holder, who's recently announced that he's stepping away from cycling, or pro cycling at least, has not only taken up a bit of running, he's also taken up swimming. So watch this space. I mean, his partner Chanel followed last year. She did an Ironman, this year. And it seems like Alex may be following in her footsteps. And he's been posting up lots of stuff. He's got a very funny YouTube channel, if you don't follow it already. And he's doing stuff like, I have no idea what I'm doing. And basically,
do you think he wants a bit of help from us? I mean, I know we're not funny, but we've got knowledge, if you want a hand.
Well,
Triathlon bug is contagious. You were warned.
And also, we spotted this one from On Your Left Triathlon, just a funny little post. Obviously, we've got all these end-of-year rankings that are very serious with the Pro Triathlon or PTO organisation. This one's just a little bit more light-hearted and kind of categorised some of the male pros into aliens, such as Christian and Gustav and Jan Frodeno. We've got the Dad Magic with Lionel and Ben Canute. We've got still focusing on Super League, which is Cam Worth, which was a little tough.
That's a good thing, isn't it? I want to see if Cam's replied, because he's normally on it, isn't he, on social. Yeah. I'm sure he'll have some witty remark to that.
And got that dog as Joe Skipper there too, yeah. Interesting awards at the end of the year from them.
I like it. A bit different.
Now, moving on, after months of vagueness and silence, a number, or pretty much most of the Specialized ambassadors found out that their contracts for sponsorship would not be renewed or even terminated. Now, we have known for quite a long time that Specialized would actually be pulling out of triathlon, or more specifically, definitely pulling out of the non-drafting side of triathlon and finishing and ending the production of their Specialized Shiv tri-disc bike. Whether that meant across into drafting as well. We weren't too sure. Well, it seems like they've made big cuts across the board and actually cut a lot of the cyclists as well. In fact, one of them has gone on to say there was no notice, contracts were ended early, and the timing of the termination occurred so late in the year that most brands had already established their budgets and contract agreements for the following year, leaving ambassadors little to no time to develop new relationships and replace lost income.
Yeah, apparently some athletes were notified by phone, some by email, and some were just completely ghosted.
Well, we did actually hear earlier this year that there's been a bit of a shake-up within the company. They've had a new CEO and various other positions. So perhaps it is just simply a bit of a clean-up within the company and the ambassadors, and they're maybe making an exciting push in other areas. We have actually seen some athletes still receiving bikes. Even this last week, Sophie Caldwell had a bike or two through. So clearly they're still supporting some. So we'll just have to wait and see. But sadly, some athletes have been on the receiving end of this bad news, which isn't fun.
Yeah. Well, moving on, some exciting news from Xterra, the off-road triathlon series. They have announced for their 2023 World Tour that they're actually going to be choosing some specific races to make part of a World Cup. So they're going for 7 stops. A total of 12 races are going to be part of this series with a prize purse of around $350,000.
Yeah, it differs from the Xterra World Tour, which you all know about, is 51 races in, I think, 24 countries around the world. This is actually elite-only, points-based race. So as Heather says, there are 7 stops, 12 races, so it's 7 full-distance races and 5 short-track races, which happen on the same weekends. And every stop will declare a winner, and then you'll get points towards the overall series, and you'll have a World Series champion at the end of the series. It's a bit like the UCI mountain bike World Series now that they're trying to create, and I think it's pretty exciting for elites.
Yeah, it sounds like it's kind of been modelled off that. And actually, I mean, we've known for a long time the Xterra athletes are world class. They're absolutely phenomenal, and maybe there hasn't been the money that should have been in that sport.
Yeah, well, when there's 51 events around the world, it's really diluting it. So now they're trying to bring that all into one field. That's going to make for very exciting racing.
Very, very exciting. Well, that's enough of the serious stuff. I think it's time we get on with our fun challenge.
All right, for our Christmas task, I played Taskmaster and set these guys a task, and we roped in our cameraman Rob to also do the task.
Welcome.
And it had great results. So let's see how they all got on.
Oh no, I hope I don't have to eat a gel.
Welcome, Heather.
Oh, this is very serious voice.
Oh dear.
Right. Interesting. May I open?
You can read the task in front of you, please.
I don't like this Taskmaster voice from James. It's very formal.
Create a Christmas tree using only the items on the table in front of you. You must wear the Magic 5 goggles correctly for the duration of the task.
What's correctly mean?
Over your eyes.
Okay. Oh yeah, I can't wear them on my head. So you didn't say if I was swimming?
That would be incorrect way to wear goggles.
I know if I was just walking around on the edge of the pool.
You may not touch anything until you have your goggles on. I'm glad I don't have mascara on today. You have 10 minutes. Your time starts when you put the goggles on. Okay. So we're allowed to look before...
You picked... Oh my god.
Started the clock.
Why is it so dark?
Are these my Magic 5 though? Because they might not fit my goggles and then I'd be at a disadvantage. Because it might not feel very comfortable. They're custom fit.
I've started
Whoa!
I've started the clock.
Okay.
Create a Christmas tree.
All right. Got some paper here. You didn't tell me to be blacked out. Can I unblack them?
All the information is on the task.
Damn it, I should have inspected the goggles before I put them on. Yeah, it just seems like you haven't cleaned these goggles lately, so I'll just sort them out for you. Okay, I can see a little bit more now.
What do they do with the Mars bar? They're going to be well fueled during this.
But what are all the nutrition stuff over here? What's all this all about? Gels? Is that to decorate the Christmas tree?
Okay, into the darkness. Oh, it's really claustrophobic. I don't like this. plenty of fuel to get me through. Okay. Oh, I don't
I've
like
started
it.
the clock.
Okay.
Could I use the pre-made Christmas tree?
All the information is on the task in front of you.
Is there anything else on this that I've missed?
So I could just do a classic 2D Christmas tree flat on the table, but I'm actually going to go for a 3D one, or like stood up, is what I mean.
So I was going to, not a Christmas tree, but I was going to make one.
Like the 3D Christmas, so you know when you cardboard and you cut it out and you can like slot it together and make a Christmas tree.
I feel like I've infuriated James by cleaning these goggles.
Okay. Act in action. Something just went on the floor, what was that? Yes, there we go.
Slot them together. That would work.
I feel like it's a shame to stick sweeties on, but I want to eat them. But the ones I don't like.
You have 5.5 minutes remaining. You have 3.5 minutes left.
An angel, or a star, or a gel. I mean, this is a triathlete Christmas tree, isn't it? Definitely.
That resembles something of a Christmas tree.
That tastes a bit pretty sticky.
I'll just try and make it look pretty then. Right.
Well, it didn't fit, that's not going to work.
I'd be quite happy if I've got a Haribo egg on my Christmas tree.
You have 60 seconds.
Oh no.
I feel like I need a star on top of the tree in the last 15 seconds.
Your time is up, Rob. Please step away from your tree.
Ooh. Come on, stay up. Just at least for a few seconds. Here we go. There's my Christmas tree.
Okay, guys, thanks for your efforts. Great job. I'm just going to take you through a little bit of what you maybe didn't see. So, starting with the task, you all had different approaches. Mark went straight and put the goggles on, as did Rob. Rob was very quick with putting the goggles on and starting his clock. Heather took her time to survey the scenery a little bit. Good call there, Heather. Then the goggles, Rob didn't even realize they were blacked out until he already put them on. Mark realized once he had put them on, but then he actually did something about it. He was the only one who figured out there was nothing in the task that said you couldn't, clean them off. It would have come off fairly easily if you had done that. None of you did that. You all managed to find my Christmas tree template underneath, but for different effect. Heather said it was a pocket of some sort. Not sure why you would have a pocket on the back of your card. Mark figured it out, said it was completely rubbish, and then proceeded to make another one equally as rubbish. Yeah, good job, Mark. And Rob found it and decided to cut it out, even though it was already cut out and he could have just removed it. He decided to cut the whole thing out before we even figured out there was a white card on the back. Then there's a few other things you guys missed. Heather grabbed the bottle to use it as a weight for her tree and started shoving things in it. But it would have paid to pull things out of it. See, you had some decorations in there. All kinds of decorations were in there that you could have decorated your Christmas tree with, guys, and you completely missed. And remember I said anything on the table. So if you looked on the table, you would have found some more decorations on the table. Anyway, let's figure out who had the best Christmas tree. All right, thanks guys. Very good efforts all round. I'm very impressed with your Christmas trees. Well, okay. That also had glue on it, Mark. Yeah. You like your
Pretty six for kids though.
Yeah, it's non-toxic. I don't think it tastes very good though. But you feel free to eat your Christmas tree, mate.
I mean, Rob's gonna starve. He's got nothing on his.
Yeah, Rob's is very sparsely decorated, and I'm afraid, Rob, you made a fir tree, not a Christmas tree, and I'm afraid you're not going to win with that. Mark's attempted the 3D thing, and he decorated really well. I really like the snow on there.
Thanks.
Yeah, it's very good. But I actually think that I'm going to have to give the win to Heather.
I know, it's fair.
Oh, thanks, guys.
Well done, Heather. 5 points to you.
It's also stuck to a Christmas tree as well.
Yeah, Christmas. She's stuck it to a Christmas tree.
Brand placement in there, you know.
Our Christmas tree pocket design thing. Yeah, anyway, thank you very much for watching, guys. Hope you guys have enjoyed this episode and our GTN Taskmaster. Maybe we'll do some more GTN Taskmasters in the new year. I enjoyed it.
And there's more ridiculous stuff coming up on the channel very soon as well. We've got our GTN bloopers, so catch that in a few days' time.
Yeah, if you like laughing at us.
Yeah, definitely.
I think that just leaves us to say Happy Christmas, guys.
Happy Christmas.
Merry Christmas.